Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of my Afton How to Improve William Afton video. So this is part 2. I'm going to go over the final issues that I had wanted to talk about for William Afton, how to improve them, and just in general make you guys think on how, you could improve them probably in whatever content you want to make. Or just, whatever you want to say in the comments pretty much. I already went over this in my first video, so if you haven't watched that first before you watch this, alright, so without further ado, let's just continue. Next up is probably the most difficult one to explain to improve, and that one is Afton's tendency to hog the spotlight. So a lot of people pretty much agree that Afton's tendency to be the main villain has taken away the potential for other villains to have their chance in the series. In fact, for any character to have their chance in the series in some cases, and I do agree with this. I actually do want to say that. But I want to make the case for the villains specifically, not just, Michael, Henry, Charlie, or anything like that. I want to make a case for the villains, because, if there's one thing that Five Nights at Freddy's is known for, it's definitely the villains, or the antagonists. Because, the animatronics are technically good, but they still want to kill you. Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So, what villains am I talking about? Well, I'm only talking about the, I guess, confirmed villains in the series, those being Ennard and Baby. And I know some of the animatronics can be considered villains as well, as I said earlier, not just because they want to kill you, but some of them can actually be pretty sadistic in a lot of the ways they speak. Toy Chica and Mangle immediately come to mind to me. I would say Funtime Freddy too, but he's technically Ennard, and the Funtimes are technically villains. Well, I don't know what to say. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. But for those two, I don't really consider them villains because those lines and those parts of their personality actually came out later than their original incarnations. Since their lines to William Afton come out in UCN, Ultimate Custom Night, where they were torturing him. So, of course, those sadistic lines would be justified. And they also came out in FNAF AR, which, they're most likely being possessed by Glitchtrap, so it makes sense why they would talk that way. So that's why I'm not really going to talk about them. It's really just because I don't really count them in this category. But if you want to disagree, let me know. If you have ways you think these villains can improve in the series, then, like I said, let me know down in the comments. So, in order to improve this aspect, you don't really need to improve Afton that much, but instead give the other characters a chance to shine, basically. What do I mean by this? Well, here's Baby. Baby was pretty much at first a sadistic, cunning, manipulative villain in the first, well, not in the first sister location, just the sister location game. Her whole thing was building Michael's trust, so that way, she could lure him to the scooping room, so that way all of them could escape. She pretty much, first starts out as pretty much a nice animatronic throughout the thing, seeming like your only friend surrounded by a bunch of monsters. The only person who's there to guide you, the only person there to pretty much be, a guiding voice. Until she pretty much reveals her true intentions to use you to escape. So, yeah. And, that's pretty good for a villain, if I'm being honest. The manipulative villain is not super rare, but, it's not super common either. And you can do a lot of stuff with a good villain who's able to manipulate stuff from the shadows and even manipulate the protagonist until they reveal their true intentions. And what happened to her? Well, she pretty much became Afton's sidekick and wannabe successor at the end of FNAF 6, which did a lot of damage to what she had going for her. So, the first thing that can make Baby just better to improve this is to have her be separate from Afton. Maybe even have her resent Afton for what happened to her. Just don't have her on his side at all, since, it will avoid the whole, wanting to be his, sidekick thing. His goon, basically. And have her pretty much develop in her own way. You could still have her be that sadistic, manipulative villain who lures in people by, pretending to be nice to them before killing them. And, you could still make her a formidable, opponent against Afton or whatever the protagonist you want to be, pretty much. Because she's already, programmed to kill, so, that could already be a sort of edge to her since she can't really escape that. Not saying that, you should make her a protagonist per se, but, however you want to develop her is your own prerogative. I'm just kind of giving some pointers on how you can improve her from Afton. So yeah, have her go her own way, and don't really have her belong to any group in particular, since since she is an antagonist, but she isn't allying with William. She can't be against the protagonist and William, pretty much just going her own route. And no, I don't mean it like how Eleanor was in the Fazbear Frights books, since she basically was technically her own antagonist, manipulating events from the shadows, but that was just so dumb and poorly executed. Like, even when I was, looking at it and pretty much reading the events that were transpiring, even I was like, okay, really? Just really? So don't do what Fazbear Frights did. Do something else, since Baby can do a lot better. Like, Eleanor could have done a lot better. So yeah. And as for Ennard, well, all of us kind of just agree we would like to see him as pretty much the wild card of the group, the, scary monster hiding in the shadows, killing people pretty much. And I do like that. I mean, Ennard does have that sort of I'm gonna rip your face off energy. And yeah, that is a J Gems reference, just so you know. But I would like it better if he was kind of a bit more developed a bit too, since there are more than one personalities in him. So, his goal could always be just more survival, just stealing people's skin by killing them. And, he could still commit acts around, he could kind of have that sort of mystery element, since he could be, just committing murders and all that kind of stuff around the city, wherever, Five Nights at Freddy's takes place. And the police, everybody, investigators are trying to catch him, but they can never truly find him because every time, he feels the pressure, he can always just leave the skin suit, and nobody's really gonna believe that a robot spaghetti clown is basically just killing people, stealing their skin, and then killing other people. Sorry if my sound of like I'm breathing a bit weird right now. It's my allergies are acting up really bad right now, so I just feel out of breath and I'm just a little congested. I'm doing fine. It's just it's just an issue. It's just discomforting right now. So yeah, I don't know. Like those are some aspects I think you can improve both those characters, and I also don't mean take the spotlight from Afton away completely. Kind of give each of them their own equal amount of screen time, or well, I'm gonna say screen time, but you can also give it to them in the books or whatever like content you want to make. Give them an equal amount of it, so that way they can grow and develop in their own ways without making it seem like one of them is, just better than the other. One of them is more developed than the other. One of them, what I mean. You could even have them all kind of meet up at some point too. Either they ally together, or they fight each other, or they just disagree with each other. Something like that. FNAF 6 ending style. But that's pretty much what I don't know. That's what I think. Now for the final issue. And before I address that one, I just want to say congratulations if you made it not only this far into my video, but this far into both videos, since I know, like I said in the last one, my voice is not good. I'm congested right now, so it's probably even worse on you guys' end. My solutions and the way I'm explaining the issues with Afton, I'm probably not explaining super well. I am aware of that. I'm aware of that too. But if you guys do enjoy, or at least, this gave you something to think about on how to improve upon a lot of William Afton's, shortcomings, then, that's good, because that was my intention with this. Sorry, cough. And really, like I said, I don't know why I'm stuttering right now. Sorry about that. One thing I do want to hear, however, is you guys' opinions on this too. Like I said, if you agree, do you disagree with my solutions? Do you disagree with what I have to say? Do you have solutions of your own on how to improve William Afton and how to do all that kind of stuff? Let me know down in the comments. Do you guys think that I missed some issues that are plaguing Afton that I should have addressed in this video? Let me know. I'll probably make a follow-up then. Or if I do make another video like this isn't really like, I wouldn't call this a video essay, but more like a commentary sort of thing. Do you guys have pointers for me? Let me know. Let me know down in the comments. Alright then. Alright then, so, the final issue is the fact that we know everything about William Afton. We already know his entire story, his comeuppance, the fact that he always comes back, pretty much everything about him, and that made him lose scare factor. Because the fact that we know everything about him, he kind of loses that sort of mystery element that just makes him scary. And there is a sort of way to fix this, and this isn't a good solution, but this is honestly the best I could come up with. What is that? Make new lore for him. Yep, I know. It feels like a cop-out of an answer, a cop-out of a Sorry, I just got done eating breakfast. A bit of a cop-out of a solution, but honestly, that is the best course of action since really we know so much about Afton and we've already seen 3 different versions of him. I mean, 4 if you want to get technical. To the point where, it feels a bit repetitive. So, really just making new lore for him is the best course of action through the entire thing. So, what do I mean by this? Well, you're going to want to make new lore, new everything for him, but you're going to want to do it in a way where it doesn't feel, how do I put it, completely different from his character. Like, I've pretty much been preaching that this entire thing, where, don't change his character, just, improve upon the aspects of him that weren't, positive. And, you could make Afton a better character that way, and you could introduce new elements into him. The only thing is, though, is don't completely introduce new elements and take away too much from him because you're not making Afton, you're just making an entirely new character. You might as well make a new character. I mean, sure, the brass tacks are still there, killing kids, pizza shop owner, all that kind of stuff, but still, with a lot of the fundamental stuff being changed, you're technically making a new character from William Afton. And, don't do that. Like, if you want to make a new character, go ahead, make a new character, but if you do want to keep William Afton in the story, don't make a new character. And, that's pretty much what I've just kind of, been preaching a bit through this entire thing. Just kind of keep him true to how he is to his original self and, bring out the more positive aspects about him. I don't mean positive like he's a good guy or anything, the more positive villainous aspects about him and improve upon the negative, basically. And, give him new lore as well if you feel that his lore has already become a bit repetitive. But like I said, just keep the fundamentals that what make William Afton there, basically. So yeah, like I said, not so great solutions for a very messy and somewhat inconsistent character. And I know this did take a while for this video to come out. And I know it's a bit underwhelming, but honestly, like, I had a lot of stuff to just get through during March when I wanted this originally to come out. That, right now I had to come out during spring break, basically. But I still hope you guys enjoyed, even if the solutions don't sound like good ones. I at least hope I brought up some awareness on how to improve Afton's character. And like I said, I didn't really want to go for the whole fixing or removing or keeping certain traits part, since I didn't really think that was a good way to fix William Afton, because to me, fixing a character isn't always just removing aspects about him, but, improving on a lot of the bad aspects. Wow, that voice crack. Because, to me, and I know this is not always true, there are exceptions to the rule, but, you've heard this before, there are no such things as bad ideas, only bad executions. Well, you can execute Afton better than this, and that could make him a new character, in theory. But anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, then stay tuned for more uploads. I plan to do a couple more videos, and I plan to get them out as soon as I can. And as I have made very clear, this is my very last FNAF video for a while, that I have planned at least. Like, if there's other videos I'm gonna make, then those are more kind of, not spur of the moment, but just, they weren't planned at all. But I'm not gonna do, like, an entire series like how I did on this channel, because, I don't want Five Nights at Freddy's to be the main thing on my channel. I do want to do other stuff, talk about other stuff, and I don't want to be just known as another, FNAF YouTuber. Not to say FNAF YouTubers are bad or anything, it's just, I kind of want to be different from that kind of thing. So yeah. Once again, I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for my very first, well, no, not very first Marvel video. My Iron Man 1 already came out. But stay tuned for my Demon in a Bottle review that's going to come out later, probably after spring break. And comment down, like I said, once more, comment down what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have critiques? Do you have some pointers if I make another video like this? Do you have some issues that I think I didn't bring up in this video or my last one that you think I should? Let me know. Anyways, that's all I have for today. I'll see you all in the next video.